Hey, well, I couldn't let today end without joining in the celebration of International Women's Day. As a coach to Christ-centered women who are stepping out in their business to create an online business that is in line with God's plan for them, God's dream for them, and who is being bold in that promise and in that dream that they have, I couldn't let today pass without giving thanks and just acknowledging some of the women in my life who have really pushed me forward, who have shown me what's possible, and who believed in me when there were times when I felt like nobody else did. And so I'm going to go way back to the very first person that obviously made a big impression on me. I have no idea why at this point in my life, at how old am I? 47, that my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Smith, at Dogwood Elementary, she was my kindergarten teacher. And I just have to say, like, she is the only teacher from elementary school specifically that I can really remember. And even as I grew up, remembered seeing her in the grocery store, and just she made an impression very clearly on my life that this many years later, I can remember her. I can even picture her face. And so I want to start way, way, way back there in kindergarten. But as I think back, like other teachers who really saw something in me, man, my freshman art teacher in high school at Germantown High, she was amazing. Her name was Mrs. Early. And she was not only a teacher to me, but I really saw her as a mentor. She pulled some things out of me that I didn't know were in me, not just from an art perspective, but also just as a person. She held me accountable to some things and some decisions that I made. And she also introduced me to new methods of art and new creativity. And it was awesome to be able to work with her on the costuming, within the costuming department at our theater. And that's what I thought when I was in high school. That's what I just knew my path as I grew in my career was going to be in costuming. And it turns out that it was really the project manager in me that she was drawing out, being able to apply my creative side to, and my organizational skills, to really, grow into a project manager. And that's what came out through high school. But she was so instrumental in that for me. And as I move into careers that I've had, man, one of the women that I have to thank immensely for how I ended up as a project manager is Liz Lilly. She was amazing as an employer and as my boss. And she was another one who saw things in me that I didn't know were there. She gave me opportunities that I never would have even dreamed to ask for. And it really helped me to shine because I had somebody who believed in me. And so that helped me to grow into the project manager that I became. And also Karen Doyle, she was right there beside Liz, helping and growing and grooming me into that role. And then I think just from a family perspective, like my mom, definitely, of course, my mom, she was an entrepreneur herself. She owned her own interior design store. That's what I remember as I was growing up, that she had that store. And just, she was a fighter. She had major health issues with brain surgery and having to overcome. And so she is just the picture of a warrior to me who have never give up. They're just never give up, keep fighting. And so that is for sure. And then I think about my grandmother, my Omi, my dad's mom, and just the fighter that she was as well. Being by my grandfather's side as they escaped Russia, what became Russia, as they escaped Latvia, as Stalin was invading, and just what happened through all of that, and the turmoil and the persevering in the unknown during that time in the war, and making some really hard decisions of where they wanted to go after the war, and then coming here and being the one who just, she was the champion of my grandfather. And, and then I got to see, as I grew up, my grandfather and my uncle with their own business. But she was right there to support him. So she was the one, she was a homemaker, but she was everything to me. And as I just continue and think about then kind of more back into the business realm, and my boss, Fran Samaras Hyde, she was awesome. She's one of my good friends now. I am honored to call her a friend. And between her and Barb Page, just the opportunities that they provided me, they're amazing women. And it's been an incredible experience over my adulthood to be placed in the right situations. And I can see God's favor in that for sure, where he placed me in exactly the right place with exactly the right employers, the right bosses who were able to draw out more and more of me and help me to shine. And it has been just an absolute honor to be part of their organizations. And so just, I've been thinking all day about how do I honor women in this International Women's Day. And I just felt that it was important for me to honor the women who have made significant difference in my life. And there are many more, but right now, kind of putting myself on the spot, I'm sure I'm leaving some out, but it's been incredible. And then I think about like the friends, the women that God has surrounded me with as friends, my best friend Jamie and Karen and Fati, and just so many others that have been able to speak into my life and support me. And I've been able to be there to speak into them and support them. And it's so important to have those people around you. And so I just wanted to thank the women who have championed me, the women who have believed in me, and who helped me become who I am today. And so I thank you and I bless you.